My name's Jack, and if you've ever felt fat, broke, and or stupid before, then this channel's for you. In my last book review, I reviewed and recommended Side Hustle by Chris Guillebeau, which is the first Chris Guillebeau book that I read. This time, I would like to recommend highly the second Chris Guillebeau book that I read, Born for This: How to Find the Work You Were Meant to Do. Now, I don't know about you, but this is a question I have struggled with pretty much my entire life. I have had so many different jobs, whether it was teaching or painting or kangaroo orphanage caretaker to oyster farmer to manager of a country. I've done it all. And at the end of the day, I'm still looking for the work that I was meant to do. And I'll be honest, this book helped a lot in trying to figure that out and inspiring me to take action to do something that I feel like I was meant to do. And I highly recommend this book if you are feeling this way as well, unsure about what direction you should take, whether you're a 20-year veteran of a job and totally unsatisfied, or just coming out of high school or university and you're trying to figure it out, this book can help. Now, one of the things that I really liked about the book was that there's a simple formula or a simple model for determining whether or not your job is an ideal fit for you and the work that you were meant to do. And that's called the joy, money, flow model. Now, joy is that your work makes you happy, right? Pretty simple. Money, you earn enough based on your needs and wants to survive. And flow is that it maximizes your unique skill sets, or you can kind of get into a flow state and really crank out some impactful work. Now, you have to have all three of these, joy, money, and flow, for the work to be the work that you were meant to do. Now, let's say you have money and flow, but no joy. Well, then you experience success without this feeling of purpose or meaning in your life. Now, you have joy and flow, but no money. Well, you are the classic starving artist, and I was that for quite some time. In fact, I have a degree in music, and I quickly moved away from music as my profession so that I wouldn't be a starving artist forever. And if you have joy and money but no flow, then you experience a life of unfulfilled potential. And that's a shame. So you have to have all three in order to find the work that you were meant to do. Now, here's a couple of key ideas and really powerful quotes from the book. The first is that sometimes the job you want doesn't exist. And usually when that happens, it's because you don't actually want a job. You want full control of your income and career. Now, for me, this was quote number one, most impactful quote of the book, because that's me in a nutshell. All right. I don't necessarily want a job. I want to be in control of my life, my career, my finances, everything. And if you feel the same way, this book can help. Now, if you want to have a 9-to-5 job and make a good salary and income and work on your hobbies in your free time, great, wonderful, do that. But if you're still searching for the work that you were meant to do, maybe it's because you don't actually want a job at all. So identify what you really want in life and pursue it. Pursue those goals wholeheartedly. Stumble onto new things as you go and realize that jobs aren't linear, at least not anymore. You know, how many people do you know who've had the same job for the last 45 years and retired, right? Probably not too many. You know, a lot of people change careers every 5, 10 years, less. You know, this is not a linear path that we're on, at least not anymore. So discover new skills, discover new passions, evolve, you know, if you will. Know what your skills are and combine them with your passions, and maybe you can combine them in unique and unusual ways and ways that'll differentiate you from the competition. And use those skills and passions, and if you can, converge them to help people, right? To help them get what they need or want. And it may sound odd, but what you end up doing is probably less important than how you do it. And that whatever you end up doing anyway will probably change in time. So just go for it. Know what your passions are, know what your skills are, give it your best shot, and try and help people along the way. Quote number 2. Being too busy may be the new social currency, but the real winners find time to do the things that matter to them. Now, I've already recommended a book called Busy by Tony Crabb, which goes over this topic in much more detail. But in essence, a common excuse for doing nothing is that we don't have the time, right? We're too busy to do the things that are important to us. Instead of asking yourself how you'll make the time to do the things that you want to do, you can start asking yourself why you'll make the time to do the things that are important to you. And once you know what your why is, you'll be much more likely to make the time that you need to find the work that you were meant to do. So don't be busy. Think about what you really want. Know why you want it, and you probably won't be busy anymore. The third really cool quote that I found powerful is that done is better than perfect. And that quote came up in Chris Guillebeau's other book, Side Hustle, and really powerful for me. I'm a perfectionist. I like the idea of things being perfect, and that comes at the cost of sometimes not doing anything at all, right? Paralysis by analysis. Most people fail, quite frankly, because they never begin in the first place. So take action. Get something done. Work towards your goals. Take some chances. Find out the work you were meant to do, not by thinking about it, but by doing it. The fourth powerful quote is that you can craft the work you were meant to do around all of your passions and skills. Specialization, a lot of people think that that's really important for getting work, especially high-paying work, and maybe it is in certain areas, but specialization is hugely overrated, right? Having a diverse skill set, talents, interests, right? It could be much more powerful than just being really good at this one specific niche thing that if people don't need it in 5 years, you're out of a job and a career, right? Being interesting and interested in lots of different things and having lots of different skill sets and problem-solving skills is really valuable. And if you have that, then you can use it to find the work you were meant to do. Don't be afraid to pull from all of your experiences when crafting this ideal job for yourself. And remember, everyone, no matter how jack of all trades they are, everyone is an expert on something. Everybody's really good at least one thing, if not more. And if you're good at one thing, it means you're probably good at other things too. So realizing that and thinking about it and figuring out what you're good at is a really good first step towards crafting that ideal job for yourself. The fifth really powerful quote from this book is that those who are comfortable with new technology will generally be more competitive in the new economy. Now think about it. You're watching this on YouTube right now, something that didn't exist 10 years ago. Imagine what will exist 10 years from now. And if you're not comfortable with technology, you're going to be lagging way behind another 10, 15, 20, 30 years in the future, even right now. If you have a business and you don't have a website, I mean, it depends on what you have, but you almost don't exist, right? The more you know about technology and the more you can utilize it, the better off you are in today's economy. And for me, that was a real inspiration for starting my website, fatbrokestupid.com, and for getting involved in YouTube and learning about video editing and photo editing and graphic design and all of these wonderful technology skills that I didn't really have before. And I've accepted that becoming more comfortable with technology is really important for me in my future, and maybe you will too, thanks to this book. The last thing that I'd like to talk about with respect to the book is an exercise that's presented. And this is the 5 life goals model of success that comes from Warren Buffett, right? The Oracle of Omaha and one of my financial idols. And in this exercise, you take some pen and paper and you jot down 25 goals that you have in life. Think carefully about those 25. Once you have those 25, circle 5 of them, cross out 20 of them, and focus everything you have on those 5 goals. That's it. Hyper-focus 5 things that are really important to you, and you'll probably have a much more successful, engaging, committed, happy life where you're working towards things that are important for you and right for you. So that's the book, Born for This, How to Find the Work You Were Meant to Do by Chris Guillebeau. Highly recommend it if you're struggling with this very same topic like I have in the past. If you'd like to know more about the book,